What drives me crazy is when people say it's easy for you to say because you've had it so easy. You know what? People don't understand what you're about, and people really have not looked at where you come from before they actually say that. And I think we need to recognize that before you start absorbing that information. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Massac. I'm Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I created this whole Reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward to help you out. You know what? Look at me. I am a male. I am in a position of quote unquote power. I am I speak English. I have all of these kind of things that a lot of people are going to look at me. I have this certain color of skin, and a lot of people are going to look at me and they're going to say it was easy for you because you had all of this stuff that was handed to you. Guess what? You get what you get, and there's really nothing you can change about that. So there's two things I want to talk about. First thing is, you have no idea what happened in my family, and you have no idea what my story is and how I actually got here. I can tell you that my sister was murdered when I was a kid. I can tell you that my parents scrimped and saved for a very long time when they had 6 kids. I can tell you that my parents were, or my dad was an immigrant, and he grew up in a little tiny house. It was not really easy. He did the homesteading life for a long time. I could tell you that my mom's, my grandma was an orphan. I could tell you all these kind of things, and yet you don't want to learn those kind of things because you think my life is easy and everything came together. And I could tell you that I was in special ed and all these kind of things when I was growing up. And I could tell you all these kind of things, but you don't want to learn that. You want to know that my life was easy, and you sort of assume or you judge that everything came together and my life was perfect. I'm going to tell you this. That's not the way it is. And you need to take the time to get to know people, to understand what they're about, to get a sense of who they are and what they're about. Because you know what? Life is too short to listen to those things, and if people are not willing to take the time, they're willing to sort of just shut you down, that's on them. That's not on you. You have to realize that it's them that's feeling bad about themselves, and it's a reflection, it's a projection. And it took me a long time to figure out what this word is or what it means. It's a projection of how they feel onto you. And so they discount you right away, and they say, well, that's your life, that's not my life. Everybody has a hard life. Everybody is very imperfect. Nobody has anything to put together. It's all a giant mess. And you simply have to keep going and taking those steps every day. Now, you might think that I had all of these opportunities and all this stuff that was given to me. You're probably right. I'm going to admit it. I have opportunities that are given to me because of the fact that I am male, that I have this color of skin. Now I'm in a position of power and all that kind of stuff. But you don't realize that we all have advantages and disadvantages, whatever those things are. And it's the way that you frame it and the way that you understand what those things are. If you have no legs, if you have a limp, if you have, you have whatever that's going on with you, you got to realize that those are advantages for you, and it's a matter of how you actually look at it. So the way that I see it, right? So you can view this world as is fixed, and everything is sort of static, and you have to fight for some sort of positional power in this world. And if that's the case, then that makes sense. You probably should fight for positional power, and you should fight to sort of one-up somebody else by pushing them down and making them feel bad and judging them and all that kind of stuff. That makes an absolute amount of sense. But the world is also, I view it as a land of opportunity, and it doesn't matter where you are. There's always something that you can do and grow and develop and do better You can create the thing that you actually want to create by sticking at it and working with it and keep doing that. Now, if you think the world is sort of fixed and it's a fixed pie and that's all we have, by all means, play the whole political game and be nasty and judge people and run them down and not understand what they're about and put your guard up and all that kind of stuff. That's great. You do you. But for me, and I think this is the way that I view the world for where I stand right now, is I think that there is a lot of opportunity that is untapped, that we can go to, that we can grow and develop and become much better than what we are. We can grow so many more things, and then that way you don't even care about what other people are thinking or what they're doing or what's going on around you. You simply have to stand up and actually do it and get going with it, right? So for all of you that are going to sit and judge and make fun of who I am and what I'm doing and all those kind of things, realize I don't care. And I'm just going to get up and get going and keep doing this. I'm going to put myself into awkward positions and awkward spaces and just keep doing this time and time again, because I think that the world is huge and there's a lot of opportunity. There's so much that we can do. It is bizarre to me that when you look at the world around us and you see that we have all these available tools like a cell phone or whatever, and yet nobody does it because they're afraid of what other people are doing. And all we have to do is tell our story. We just simply have to keep going and speaking out and do things like this, or just being kind and courageous on the internet. There's so much opportunity that's there, and yet nobody does it. And the reason is that nobody does it is because somebody has judged them and made them feel bad. And then they themselves are internalizing it, and then they propagate it to other people. And then it creates this sort of vicious circle where everybody is tearing everybody else down, when instead we should be cheering other people down and cheering other people on and realizing that there's so much opportunity, and we just simply have to keep going and pushing at it and not looking at everybody else around us. Remember, it's important for you to disregard what other people are saying and what they're doing, and just do your thing. Keep doing that thing day in and day out, and something at one point is going to happen. Now, you're either going to get some sort of moderate success, whatever that looks like for you, or you're going to learn something about yourself, and you're probably going to become a much better person for doing it. Either way, it's amazing opportunities that are waiting, and amazing things that are going to happen when you do that. You simply just have to do it. Have a little bit of courage, get going, and quit viewing everybody else as competitors and rivals and all that kind of stuff. That's nonsense. Do your thing. View the world as an opportunity. And just keep doing it, loving who you are, loving other people, smiling as you do it. And just realize there's a lot of opportunity in this world.